November 24th, 1971, Thanksgiving Eve, a man in a black suit boards a commercial flight from Portland to Seattle. He orders a bourbon and soda. He seems calm, unremarkable. Then he hands the flight attendant a note. She assumes it's his phone number. She doesn't read it straight away. He leans over and says quietly, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." In the next 5 hours, he would collect $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, release every single passenger safely, and then jump out of the back of a moving aircraft into a dark forest at night. He has never been found. He has never been identified. And the FBI just got a new lead. Here is exactly what happened on Flight 305. The man, who gave his name as Dan Cooper, told the flight attendant he had a bomb in his briefcase. He showed her what appeared to be red cylinders and wires inside the case. His demands were precise: $200,000 in unmarked $20 bill, 4 parachutes, 2 main, 2 reserve, a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. No negotiation, no threats beyond the bomb, no drama. The airline complied, the FBI complied. The passengers were released on the ground in Seattle completely unharmed. Cooper then ordered the pilots to fly to Mexico City. Low altitude, slow speed, specific flight path. He knew exactly what he was asking for, and exactly why. Somewhere over the dark forests of Southwest Washington, at 10,000 feet, in freezing temperatures, wearing a business suit and loafers, D.B. Cooper strapped on a parachute, grabbed the cash, and jumped into the night. What followed was one of the largest manhunts in FBI history. They called it NORJAC, Northwest Hijacking. Hundreds of agents, thousands of interviews. Over 800 suspects investigated in the first 5 years. Every single one eliminated. The forest where Cooper landed was searched exhaustively. Nothing was found. No body, no parachute, no cash. Then in 1980, 9 years later, an 8-year-old boy playing on the bank of the Columbia River found something buried in the sand, a rotting bundle of $20 bills, $5,800 total. Every serial number matched the ransom. It was the first physical evidence found outside the aircraft. And in some ways, it made everything more confusing because analysis of diatoms found on the bills suggested the money had entered the water at least several months after the hijacking, not immediately, which means someone moved it. Or Cooper was alive long enough to move it himself. The remaining $194,200 has never been found. Cooper left almost nothing behind on that plane. He took his ransom note back from the flight attendant. He was careful not to touch surfaces unnecessarily. What he did leave: a clip-on tie from JCPenney, some cigarette butts, a single hair on the headrest. For decades, those items produced nothing usable. Then in 2025, FBI files revealed that Cooper's clip-on tie contained more than 100,000 microscopic particles, including rare metals like bismuth and unalloyed titanium. Those specific metals point to someone who worked in a highly specialized manufacturing environment, possibly connected to Boeing, possibly someone who knew exactly how a 727 aircraft was built, and exactly how to escape from one. The FBI officially closed the case in 2016, citing a need to redirect resources. But in late 2024, new physical evidence emerged: a parachute rig hidden in a family storage unit for decades, potentially belonging to one of the Bureau's longest-standing suspects. The FBI visited the property. Over a dozen agents spent 4 hours going through every nook and cranny. The case that was officially closed may not be closed at all. Here is what makes D.B. Cooper unlike every other case this channel has covered. He didn't hurt anyone. He was polite to the crew throughout. He tipped the flight attendant. He made sure every passenger got off safely before he made his move. And because of that, for over 50 years, a significant portion of the American public has quietly been rooting for him. He became a folk hero, the man who outsmarted the government, the man who vanished into thin air with a briefcase full of cash and a parachute and a plan. But here is the part that gets overlooked. He jumped at night in November into dense forest in a business suit. With a parachute he couldn't steer, and one of his reserve chutes was sewn shut, unusable. He may not have known that. The most likely explanation, according to investigators who spent decades working this case, is that D.B. Cooper didn't make it. That somewhere in those dark Washington woods, the most audacious hijacker in aviation history is still there, unfound, unidentified, and officially unsolved. If you think you know who D.B. Cooper was, drop your theory in the comments. This case has been debated for 50 years. We want to hear where you land. Subscribe to Echoes and Angle. New case drops Friday. And unlike D.B. Cooper, we always come back.